Hey, what's up, everybody? Can everybody hear me okay? This is Zack Griset with Buildbox. Really excited to be doing the live stream today. Oh, that's trippy. Super meta right there. Okay, really excited to be doing the live stream today. Who do we got here? We are on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we are on everything right now. And let's see here. Who do we got right now? We've got Team Black, Amber Moore, Drylon, Amber, Renato. What's up, Renato? Good to see you again. Alio7, Itan, Sylvan. Hey, I feel like I just saw you on Instagram. Andrew, Itan, I said that twice. Dishu, Andre K. What's up, Andre? Joshua, Alcox. Yo, what's up? Max, Hutch1000. Max, what's up, Max? Sylvan, Knowledge Games. Renato, formulating the most difficult. Oh, thanks, Renato. Great. Yeah. Making it easy on me, right? Yeah, making the hardest questions you can. What's up, everybody? Okay, so I want to get started on the Q&A right away. Nice. Okay, cool for the guys who came over from Instagram. Hey, what's up, Vlad or Radu? I don't know. Maybe it's the both of you who's on right now. Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking I might go live on Discord as well. Knowledge Games. I think it would be kind of cool to do that. Bring in the Discord community as well. What's up? Hey, what's up? Sahir, love you too from Pakistan. Love you from California, man. I gotta go, so you can please answer my question. Itan, lay your question down. What do you got for me? If is that the one on how to make a shop with the free version? Okay, I'll answer that question, but it might not be the answer you like. But basically, we're working on it right now so that the character shop is kind of built like Buildbox 2, where it was a multiple select button, where it was very, very easy to choose between characters. So we're trying to make a sort of a character shop type brain box right now. We've been working on it for a few weeks. We're getting closer, and I've helped work on this as well. So right now, it's probably best not to do this real drawn out tutorial and show you how to do it. Just hold off on the brain box. When it comes, it'll be so easy and everybody's gonna love it, I promise. So that's to answer your question, Itan. Bridget, Dishu, Andre K. Let's see here. Can't figure it out. How can I grab something, for example, or coin a point with my character when I'm putting it somewhere, for example, to a basket? Then I get a point in the UI. Okay, so what you want is how can I grab something, for example, a coin or a point with my character when putting it somewhere, for example, a basket. Okay, so you're not talking about, I just want to make sure, Andre K, that I understand this correctly. You're not talking about the character is holding a little basket and then you're catching coins, right? You're talking about having a almost like an inventory, right? Let me make sure I understand this correctly. Andre K, you're talking about an inventory, right? Like that type of thing. And then I'll get back to it. No, you're not talking about inventory. Or which one is it? Okay. Explain that to me one more time, Andre K, and okay, it is inventory. Okay, sorry. There's a little bit of a delay. So you're not talking about the basket coins, you're talking about the inventory. What's funny is we're actually adding pretty soon. We're adding this capability where you can list your inventory on a Google sheet, and it'll be super simple, and then you incorporate the Google sheet into your BB doc. I know it sounds a little crazy right now, but you know how inventories can get kind of extensive. You've got swords and shields and armor and boots, and it goes on and on and on. It helps to have something like a Google sheet to be able to categorize everything and organize it. So that's what we're going towards to make it a really easy process for you to have inventory. And Andre K, if I didn't answer your question, man, excuse me, reach out to me at Zach@buildbox.com and I'll try to answer your question. If you've got a drawing or something, you know what I mean, just if I'm not getting it, then just hit me up and I'll see if I can help you. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get started on the Q&A here real fast, but I wanted to show you real quickly how to use this new node that I've been using lately that I really like. I think is super cool. So I'm going to, what should I use as an example here? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, here's what I'll do. I'll use, which one's a good one? Let's use this one. Let's use car collision. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay. So I'm going to use car collision, and I'm super sorry, guys, if I'm not answering your questions right now. Excuse me, sorry about the coughs. I'm going to just do one quick like tutorial. I'm going to show you guys something real fast because I think it's going to like be really useful and you guys are going to like it, and then I'm going to just do pure Q&A. Okay, I'm not going to do this big long tutorial right now. I promise it'll be super short. Okay, so go to asset library, right? You've got like a type of let's use a diamond, right? Is a good example. Now let's say you want to have like a 3D diamond object like spinning as your like almost as your heads up display or your like your UI up at the top, right? So I'll put this diamond in here into my scene, okay? And this will be the first point. He'll get this little diamond. The character will get the diamond as the first point. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this diamond now. So I'm going to export the diamond. I'm going to export the asset. I'm going to save it to my desktop so it'll show up over here on the left. Hopefully everybody can see what I'm doing. With a pineapple twist. Okay, and all right, and then I'm going to just call this diamond label, right? Because this is what I'm going to use as a label. I promise you guys this is super short and it's going to be handy. I promise you guys you'll dig this. Okay, so there's the diamond label, right? Now go over here to your game UI, right? And then you can just drop in the diamond label, and you've got this diamond label as an object now. So then I'll put it up here. I'll probably move my points over like this, and I think this will work. I'll get rid of that points label because that's just unnecessary. I'll put this right about here. Let's make sure that, yeah, okay, that's good. Then what's so cool is you'll double click on this diamond here, and you get rid of all the unnecessary, like I don't need this collecting animation, I don't need to add points, this defeat if collide, all this stuff goes, right? All I want really is like maybe I just want the 3D model really, and I just want it to rotate. And I want it to rotate in the y-axis around 100, and then this is the other really cool part, okay? This is where you use the stick to edge node, and this is what I really wanted to show you. So all you do is you just throw the stick to edge node into the node map. You don't have to actually hook it up to anything, right? You can see it doesn't have any inputs or outputs, right? So now it knows, okay, this object is stick to edge, and you get to decide, do you want it to be left, bottom left, top right, whatever you want. So I'm going to do top left, and I'm going to do 100 by 100, and then watch this. So I'll press play. Probably need to go to iPhone 8 Plus is probably be a little bit better, and I'll make the preview window a little smaller so you guys can see. So, okay, you see it's 100 pixels, or 100, I believe it's 100 pixels from the top left. So now what if I want to make it like go a little bit higher to the top left, right? So I'll do 50 and 50 instead. Let's do 50 and 50. Okay, from the top left. Now let's press play. And you see it's up there at the top. Okay, and maybe I want it from the top, or maybe I want it to come down a little bit, right? Because it looks like it's probably measuring the object from the object's center, right? So the center is 100 or 50 and 50, but we probably need to move it down just a little bit. So vertical, I'll probably crank it up to like, I don't know, like 70 or something like that. And then let's refresh it. And then now it looks perfect, right? Doesn't that look just like super clean? And then what's so cool about it is I'll switch to iPhone 11 Pro Max, right, which is a completely different resolution, a completely different screen size, and it's still perfect. All right, the like the diamond up in the upper left hand corner is still like exactly where I want it to be. Okay, so that's stick to edge node, super fast tutorial. I hope you guys use the heck out of it. Just one more time, real fast. You just export. You grab like the label that you want, the 3D object that you want. Export it out, right? You just right click it. You can either right click and hit export asset, or you can hit these 3 little dots and hit export asset. Grab the asset over here, save it to your desktop or something, drop it into the UI, then double click on the diamond. In that it's a separate object, okay? So you have to go into a separate asset, drop the stick to edge node in there, and hook it up, okay? So I think you guys will like that. I hope you guys use the heck out of it. Okay, question time. Sorry that took so long. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna. I like to do the questions first come first serve. I'm really sorry that I probably fell behind on the comments because I wanted to like show you guys that, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to go back up and answer the questions. All right, so back up here. Okay, so catching up. How do you add? Is it possible to control a character's slingshot with a joystick on the UI? Okay, Max, you've asked this question before. Is it possible? You know what, Max? I want you to email me. Okay, I'm gonna just what I'm gonna do, because that one's gonna take a little bit of time, because I have a feeling it's gonna take like a little bit of finessing for me to completely nail that down, Max. So this is what I'd like to do. Either reach out to me on the Discord or forum, or just shoot me an email at zack@buildbox.com, ZACK@buildbox.com, and remind me about this slingshot joystick on the UI question that you've got, because this is like the 3rd week in a row that you've asked this question. I haven't answered it, so I'm going to answer this for you for sure. And so email me, and then I'm going to shoot you a BB doc with it done. Okay, and I'll just do that like on my personal time tonight or something like that. Okay, all right. Sylvan, how do you add assets with textures? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that real fast. Give me just a second. Okay, so first off, this is a question from Sylvan. Now, there's 3 different ways to add assets with textures, okay? One is to just add straight up animations, and they have like, you know, you'll have texture animations. Then the other way is to add an OBJ file, and then you attach a texture to that. And then the third way is an FBX file, and then you attach a texture to that. I'm going to show you very quickly all 3 ways right now, okay? First, we're going to do a 3D model. We're going to do the OBJ file and adding a texture, okay? So first I'm going to just take my little object. I have this little tickle in my throat, guys. I'm sorry I keep coughing. So I'm going to take this projectile that I've got here, and I'm going to drop the OBJ in as either an object or a character, or it doesn't actually matter. You can literally just drop it in the center, and it'll still register it as a object. Okay, it'll default to an object if you just drop it in the middle. Okay, so like we were saying, we've got this object, but it's got no texture, and I'll make it a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. Got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Okay. So, I've got this object here that's got no texture, and the way to add texture is a couple different ways. First, if you're looking at it in the scene here, you can just press this drop-down 3D model menu over here on the right. So first you have to select the object over here on the left, then a menu will pop up over here on the right. Then you can just click this little 3D model drop-down menu, and there's a texture box, and you drop the texture that you want into that texture box, and then it's updated right here in the scene. Now, I'm going to exit out of this texture here, And you can also double click on the projectile and go into the object's node map, and you select the 3D model, and then that texture box is there as well. So let me just pull that texture up again. So you can drop the texture in there. That'll also work. And then once you drop the texture in there, when you go back to your 3D world, it'll be updated. And then also, let's see here. I might be wrong, but I believe if you exit out of the texture and you press the edit button, yeah, there's already a texture in there that's for you. But yeah, when you exit out of the texture, it deletes the texture. And then it deletes the texture from your options, but also you want to go to atlases, and you want to make sure that you go to your, let's see here, where's the texture for the projectile? Oh, I guess it's not being used. Anyways, you want to always, when you're not, like, after you're done using textures, you want to optimize and rebuild your atlases like this, so that you're not using a bunch of atlases unnecessarily. Okay, now the other way to add an asset with texture is an FBX file. So I'm going to add in an FBX file real fast. So I'll just add it in as a character real fast. I'm going to delete this one. The superheroine character, I don't know why it got scaled down so small, but here it is. Okay, so we've got this little 3D model here. Now this is a FBX character, and this is FBX file, and now we're going to add a texture to her. So we can select her right here, and then and then you can double click on her node map, on that character's node map. You select superheroine, and then let's see here. Then you go into the edit. You edit the scene. This is the sub scene manager, and then you click the little drop down menus over here on the body and the cape, and you can add in the textures right here. You drop in the textures for the shape, and it's kind of hard to see her right there, but you can see her there, and I'll show you in the scene as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll hit save and apply those textures, and then you can see her. So you can see the textures. That's the other way to add a texture. Okay. And then finally, the last way to add a texture is to use a 2D world. So, or is to have not, you don't necessarily have to use a 2D world, but you want to have just like an animation. So, real fast, I'll go to, let's go to 3D world. I'll add in an object. I'll put it into my scene. Then I'll take an animation node. Okay, and I already showed you how to add a texture to the object here. This is technically not adding a texture, but it's kind of like adding a texture. You drop your texture into here, and you get like this is almost like adding a texture on a 2D object or a rectangle instead of a 3D object. And actually, I will show you that in the 2D world. That's a good idea. So then you go into your 3D world, and then there's the texture, but it's just like a 2D version of it. So there's that version. That's just dropping an animation in, and then real fast you go into a 2D world, and it's like the exact same thing, except so you'll still have the 3D models, but the 3D models will be in 2D because of the camera projection. Okay, so Sylvan, I hope that answers your question. And yeah, that was a little long-winded, but that was I definitely covered all the different ways to add textures in Buildbox. Okay. Does Buildbox? I'm new here. What is the next game jam? I'm too excited for it. Dishu, super excited to have you. The next game jam is next month. We might even be announcing it at the end of this month. We're trying to have them as many game jams as possible and as often as possible, so that you guys get as many chances to work with each other, build games, and also get your games some notoriety and get them published and start making some money. Okay, Kuda Sable. Does Buildbox have iOS inclinometer? I don't know how to pronounce that. Support. So what I'm asking is, can I control a character by moving the device? I didn't know that it's called an inclinometer. I thought it was an accelerometer, is what I thought it was. But I don't think we have the accelerometer set up yet. Although I think, let's see here. I don't think we have the accelerometers hooked up yet, but I know that we're working on it, and it'll probably be done with a node. It'll just be a super easy drop in a accelerometer node into a character or object, like probably a character's node map, and then you would probably maybe set the sensitivity. Okay, Simone. Hey Zach, in Buildbox 2, inside logic, there was this path where you created the path for objects. How can we do it in Buildbox 3? We haven't set that up yet, but the yeah, right now there's not a direct path set up just yet, but you could run objects on a path. But I know what you're saying. It wouldn't be the same. You want to have complete freedom of movement to put points, just like in Buildbox 2, and draw a path. You know what? I don't think we're working on that one, but I think it's probably going to be added to the 2D worlds first before it's added to before 3D capability is added. I'm pretty sure we're going to port it over from Buildbox 2 first. So we will get the path logic. Everything that you could do in Buildbox 2, we're working on bringing it over. The collision shape editor, making collision shape super easy, and all of that stuff. Every single thing we're gonna try to bring over, but we're gonna do it in a more refined and polished way so that it's even easier. Okay. Did you find out what my friend Pedro was? The suspense is killing me. Okay, I did find out, Spice Bean, what my friend Pedro was. It's a game on the Play Store, and it sucks though because I don't have an Android on me. I gotta find an Android device or see if I can get one sent out to me. I only have iPhone right now. So I still need to play it. I wonder if I can find just a Steam version or an online version or something, or maybe it's on iOS too. But I thought it was just on the App Store the last time I checked. Pinchsoft, is there a trial available for Buildbox 2.3.9? Not currently, but I can tell you that we are working on doing something special for Buildbox 2. So hang in there. Buildbox 2. Big announcement on Buildbox 2 stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Going to be really exciting. I can guarantee you that everybody here is going to be happy with the announcement. So good stuff. Zach, is it possible to make an FPS game? And yes, it is. It is possible to do that. I want to say you could even just do that simply by, let's see here. Okay. I'm going to see if I can just make it real fast. I'm going to exit out of her, delete her. Okay, if I were to, let's do this. I'm going to start off with a template. What would be a good template to use? Let's use this one. I might be able to make it work with this. Okay, what I'm going to try to do, There's multiple ways to do it. There's this awesome node that was created by the community not that long ago. But there's also, let's see here, joystick. Let's see if there's any camera movement stuff. I want to see if there's any camera movement stuff that's being messed with here. So I'm going to look at camera. Okay, perfect. Doesn't look like there's any camera code being used in this joystick node. So, okay, camera follows character. Okay, cool. Let's do this. If we were to go real zoomed in with it, okay, and then look up. Sorry, I'm going a little bit slow. Tiny bit. Tiny bit of lag I'm dealing with here just because I'm using this extremely high Retina display computer that I use so that all the tutorials that I make for you and everything comes in super crystal clear. But this is the tiniest bit of lag. Okay, so let's see if I got this right. Okay, so do you see how I just shifted the camera around? All right, I'll admit it's not perfect, okay? But you can make like two buttons so like one rotates and the other one moves. Like one moves your position, right? The other one rotates so that it changes the direction you're moving, like, you know, the direction that you're looking in. So that would probably be like where I would start if I was like trying to make a first-person shooter game. I would probably start there, and then what I would do is I'd like, you know, put it in camera view mode and then get the position set up, maybe back it up just a little bit till you can't see the character or something, and then, yeah, that looks pretty good. You know, it almost looks like I'm just moving around the room, but you're going to have to fine-tune it so that, because right now my character is off to the left, and so you'll have to fine-tune it so that your character is literally positioned like right at the base of the camera. So I would maybe even take the camera object in your scene. I just did it with camera view mode, but I might take like the actual camera and like manipulate it and like put it, if I, you know, depending on the game I'm making, I might put it right on top of the character. You know, like, see how I'm putting it on top of this arrow? So that way I know camera and character are one. Okay, cool. So that's just a quick example of how I would probably get started with doing a FPS type game. But there's also nodes out there that are even cooler that the community has built. And so I would look on Discord too as well. Okay, I'm going to read some questions. Okay. Okay. Bridget Kai Piers. I'm making a zombie game, but the crappy followed node for zombies I downloaded online goes through platforms. How do you make something follow the player? You know, it could be. Let me try something out real fast. I have been wanting to test something out, so this might be a good time to try it out. I think one really cool way to have an object follow the player is probably, I'll start with a new let's see here, gravity set with, do you want to save changes? No. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the gravity node. Is the best way that I know of to make an object like follow a character. Let's see here. So I'll put this, put a sphere. I'll double click on the sphere and I'll bring the sphere into my scene, right? Drop this in there, maybe scale it down a little bit. Okay, I don't know why it all of a sudden jumped positions, but now it's way over there. Let me move it back over here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Now, get over here, move it up. Okay. Now, as I'm going to ask for a little bit of community help. We're going to do this as a team because I have only used this. It's been a long time since I used this, and I know we made updates. Okay. So dynamic, perfect. And then we're going to do gravity. Okay. Gravity, we'll hook this up. Okay, gravity strength, let's do, I don't know, 9. Something a little higher. And then let's go here to our character. And I believe the character needs to have like mass is what it is. It needs to have like high mass to be able to pull in objects. So let's make sure that works. Okay, do you see how the the sphere just like it was like a magnet just like moved to the character, like was like attracted to the character? Wow, sorry, I clapped. It was louder than I expected it to be. Anyways, let's turn down the gravity though and the mass. Let's see how that affects it. So I'm going to start off by turning down the mass. Okay. Now you can see that the mass, it was a little bit of a difference, right? You can see that the ball was not pulled as tight. Let's go back real fast and exaggerate it, and let's see what it's like with super high mass. Okay, then all of a sudden it gets pulled way faster. So let's do a little bit of lower mass and also lower gravity. So something like 2, right? And then you could, let's do more. Let's do 4. Okay, so now we've got this object that is like following the character, right? So if I go like this, it's gonna follow the character over here. and you could have the object like defeat the character, and it's not gonna go through platforms. So that's how I would probably start off by making an object follow a character. Is I would use the gravity node and then manipulate the gravity and the mass. Okay, cool. Trouble opening the download Gendal idle onto Buildbox menu. I don't know what that is. Gen idle. Oh. So you're talking about the asset pack, right? Keith, Keith, would you mind emailing support@buildbox.com on that one? We'll help you out. We'll see what's going on with your asset pack and why it's not working. Try to check the latest video or the latest download on that. And it's in the Discord on the Livestream channel. We should be able to help you out. Email support and we'll take care of you. Sproink, what's up? Good to see you. Will that Google Sheet integration allow for some apps, games like quizzes? Yes, it will. Exactly. So we realize that with like things like inventory, quiz apps, it's like certain tutorial apps, these type of things, especially like RPGs, right? You know how like RPG games will have like an extensive inventory system, or even like a magic like attack system, right? Like you have all these different spells that you could be using. Those are better managed by something like a Google Sheet. And so yes, to answer your question, it will allow for things like quiz apps for sure. Yeah. Does the 2.3? I think I answered that question right. If a character collides with enemies, with an enemy's coin pops up to the right, to the corner of the UI and oh boy, I'm misunderstanding this question. Hold on. If a character collides with enemies, a coin pops up. A point comes up to the right of the corner of the UI and disappears if no collision. Okay. So, what I would do is I would do this. I don't know if I understand your question 100%, and if I don't, I'm sorry. But what I would do is I would do an if collide. I would say, I would go here to actions. I'd say, okay, if I collide with the enemy, right? You'll select enemy, and you'll say, if I collide with enemy, and maybe you even want to go down here and select a specific enemy, because like down here, this section is all like specific items. Over here are the collision groups, so you can choose like, if you want to say like, every time I hit an enemy, I want a coin to pop up over here in the upper right hand corner, right? So then you would choose the collision group enemy. And then what we're going to do is we'll do like a maybe like a send node, right? So give me a second. A send node. So once you collide, you send a signal, and I'll say, become visible. Or you have a coin become visible, right? I think that's what you're saying. And then you just got to make sure that the event group and the event names all squared away, right? It's very important that you use the exact same spelling. And then you'll go to your your coin. I'm just gonna use this door key as an example, but imagine it was a coin instead. And then you'll put a receive node, and you'll receive node. And then you'll change to let's see here. There's yay. Okay, cool. They fixed it. So I had them change this node to set visibility, and then you just set visible, and you can turn things on and off like that. Also, so that'll instantly turn the transparency, the opacity from 0 to 1, right? Or 1 to 0, on and off, back and forth, right? And you can toggle whether or not you want it to be visible or not visible, right? But man, I have a serious cough today. I got this thing stuck in my throat. I'm so sorry. I keep coughing, guys. There's another way to do this too. Okay, it's super, super cool. It's a color animation. Let's try this. So I'm gonna do set visibility, or become visible was the name of the send node, or that was the signal the event name that we sent. Then color animation. Now let's check to make sure, or set color, set color. Let's test out a few different things real fast, okay? So I'm gonna make it so that when the sphere collides with a character, right? I'm gonna give it a sphere. So when it collides with the character, and it's already gonna have some gravity, so I'm gonna give I'll give it 6 strength. So it's gonna hit the character. All right. Once the sphere hits the character, the key is going to disappear. All right, and we're going to test this out in 3 different ways. So 3D world. Let's go ahead and press play and make sure that works. So the sphere hits us, and the collision shape is not being registered. So that's important. Let's also make sure that this character is in the character collision group. Let's fix the sphere here, the collision shape on it. Okay. Okay. Cool. So now the collision shape should register. Let's make sure that's good there. Let's make the key go invisible. Come on. Interesting. Okay. So the door key set visible. Okay. Set visibility. Let's see, become visible. Let's make sure I got that set up correctly. Okay. Really, really important lesson here. I spelled visible incorrectly. I missed an I on visible. So if you don't spell the word correctly, there's no chance that it's going to work. So if that's just user error. Interesting. Okay. So, you know what? I'm gonna use actually a different example. I'm gonna go ahead real fast. I'm gonna just start with a regular brand new 3D world, and I'll show you, because that one's got some special code in it, and I didn't write that code, so I'm not exactly 100% don't understand like all the inner workings of it, but I could definitely do this with a blank slate. Okay, so move the cube up to characters. Make this a character. Give it a little bit of movement. Let's add a little move right here. Where'd you go? I lost it there for a second. Okay, move. We'll do speed 4, and then we'll add an object here. We'll add a coin. Okay, and then I'll put the coin up here. Let's see if you can see everything. Okay, cool. Perfect. Then I'll do another object here. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Okay, and let's go ahead and move this pyramid over here. Okay, move the scene down a little bit. Move the pyramid here. Once this cube collides with the pyramid, we're going to make something happen. So collision, we'll do static here. Then the cube, if collide with the pyramid, then I want to send. And oh, you know what? I also just realized. I think I know. I just remembered something about the set visibility node that I'm going to try out as well with this. Okay, we're going to call this set visible. Set visible. Okay. Here we go. Then we'll do receive node. We'll go into the coins node map. Receive. Set visible. Let's make sure that I spelt everything correctly. Set visible. Set visible. Okay. That looks good. Let's do color, or let's do visibility. Set visibility. I have a feeling that this is going to work. And if it doesn't work, I know the test I'm going to run. Okay, so now this is this now should collide and should make the coin be invisible once it collides with it. So let's see here. It's going the wrong way. Okay, cube, move, -4. Okay, here we go. Okay, so did you see the coin just disappear in the upper left-hand corner? So obviously, like that is like the opposite of what you were saying, right? So what you would want to do is you'd want to have another set visible node in here, or a set visibility node in here, and oops, not this one. In the coin, you want to have another set visibility node in here that is originally hooked up, so that originally it's the visibility is turned let's see here. You want to make it so that when you collide with a character, you do see a coin in the upper left-hand corner, right? So that's what it's going to be. So now this time it's going to start off as invisible, and then when you once you hit the coin, or once you hit the cube hits the pyramid, or basically the character hits the enemy, then the coin is going to become visible. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's see what this looks like. So I press play. Boom! You hit the enemy, and you could like I know this is probably not the gameplay that you want, but you hit the enemy, and then a coin appears. Okay, another way of doing that, I think, is you could let's see here. Try to let's do color animation. I think would be really cool. So instead of, let's do like a 2-second, right? Let's do target color. We go full white with it, so that we get like the color of the texture. I leave the model name blank. I'll do a linear easing function, and this should be cool. Let's try this. Let's see if this will work as well. You know what? No, because it's originally set as set visible. So let's try this. Let's see if we turn down the opacity on it originally. So we do it this way. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's cool. 2 seconds is a little long. Let's do color animation duration. Let's do 1, and then the opacity is good. Should be fine. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay, let's try that. So let's go. Cool. Yeah. So it kind of sets visible. I don't know why it doesn't set it all the way visible, but did you? That was like a nice way to like see a gradual change. And then it changes colors. But that's like a way to do a fade in from opacity. Like let's say you wanted to do something from like, that's transparent, and then slowly like make it fade in, or the other way, you can make something slowly fade out. I just asked for this, and it looks like it's working. It might be where there was a little bit something off with the transparency there, but the color animation is working for transparency. You can do transparency effects now when you switch colors. So before, when I was like showing you those color animations and the color animation loops, before we didn't have the code set up so that you could also fade out to like, just fade to nothing. But I asked that we add that, and now we can do the transparency. I'm gonna double check though and make sure that the transparency is working, because I feel like it should have come back to opacity 1. Okay. I'm going to keep going down. Go drink water. I know, dude. I need to drink some water. Stop drinking coffee. I got my coconut water ready. I need to get my coconut water too. Okay. So, yeah. GDPR is automatically added in Buildbox. Can you make more tutorials on how to create 2D and 3D assets? One way, I'm just going to really, really, really quickly show you how I like to make 3D assets, at least when I'm just like tinkering around, right? I use Blender. It's free. It's a free 3D modeling software. You could also like just buy stuff online that's pretty cheap. You can even find stuff that's free, like free 3D models. But I think what you're asking is like, how do you make your own? And basically, I just go here into Blender, right? It's weird controls, so I'd like watch like 1 or 2 tutorial videos, and then you'll get it. And you hit X to delete the object. Then remember, like while you're in object mode, you can add objects, and you can add these different meshes and curves and surfaces and all this stuff. I usually will add some sort of mesh, like a cube, or I used, like, for example, I used a a cylinder for the button that I made in phases, and then you could like do manipulations like, let's see here, where's smooth? I feel like there's a smooth one. There you are. Sorry, it took me a second. So you smooth, and then you could let's see here. There's an edger or something. There's different modifiers that you can use to like smooth out corners. Edge split. Anyways, there's a bunch that you can do with Blender. I'm not like a super expert with Blender, but it's enough for me to mess around with and have some fun. And then once you've got your object mode and you've add like your modifiers and stuff, you'll switch to edit mode, and then you'll select things like select let's see here, select faces, select, let's see here, face, Okay. So there's ways to select these like faces and stuff, and then you can delete them. I'm forgetting, but Blender's how I manipulate 3D and do a little bit of 3D modeling. But there's different options out there. Blender's probably a good one because it's a user friendly one that is free to start off with. So I was using Blender. I need to obviously I need a refresher on it to go back. But okay, let's see here. Kadir. Hello, Zach from Turkey. We should talk about Turkish market. We can provide some service for community management. How can I contact with Buildbox headquarters? You know what? Actually, just reaching out to Sean at buildbox.com or at support at buildbox.com or me, and then just email someone from the company, and then we will direct it. We'll forward it to the person who handles all of the business development. So we have a business development team. We don't like the support team, and I don't handle any of the business development stuff. We have a separate section of the company for that, and so we'll put you in touch with them. Okay, then what about the pop-up window? Let's see here. You can make 3D assets in Blender and 2D assets in Adobe Animate or Flash Professional. That's a great example. Dishu, yes. Okay, thanks, Dishu. How am I? Well, okay, I'm feeling a little better. I'm looking a little better. You can see my my eye has gotten a little bit better. It's not like before. My left eye was just like so swollen. I looked like Quasimodo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and I was like having a bad rash. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what I was allergic to. I think it was I don't know. I don't really have allergies, so it was total fluke thing. Okay, but I'm feeling better. But I got a weird like tickle in my throat today and a cough, and it's not going away. Okay, can you show us how to make money using Facebook ads? All right, I'm gonna catch up to the take a cup of coffee. I'm gonna catch up to you guys. How to make a speed boost. Okay, there's a couple different ways to do a speed boost. Actually, let's see here. That's what I've been asking since BB2. Hold on, I missed some questions, I think. The volume has a max of 1. So you use 0.2. Okay, Zach, how do we create multiple levels within one scene? Okay, within one scene, multiple levels within one scene. Why does it need to be within one scene? I guess is the first question. I would not do multiple levels in one scene if I didn't have to. And you don't have to. I don't think. It depends on what you're trying to make. But what I would do is I wouldn't do scene. I wouldn't do like one scene. What I would do is I would use a menu jump, right? And so I'll go over here to Event Observer. So this is a question to King of Fire. Okay, King of Fire. I'm answering your question right now. You want to use an event observer, and so let's say like after you beat the level you collide with something, or like you beat the level after you've collected 10 points. Okay, so let's say I'll use the if collide as an example. Like let's say you have some invisible object that once you beat the level you collide with it, and now you know game's over, we're ready to go to the next level, right? So once you collide with that object, you do a menu jump, and you'll just name it like level 2, right, or something. Okay, and then you just got to make sure that the coin is actually in the scene. And then when you do that, it'll open up this extra output here that goes to level 2. And so then you can add a new 3D world, like a new level, and you just say, okay, once I collide, once I'm done with this level, I want to go to level 2. And you can just name this, all right, this is going to be level 2. Okay, so that's how I would do it. I wouldn't try to do it in one scene. You could do, I would Like it's possible. You could do it. You could actually do you could do like a spawn and remove. Super, you could basically, you beat one level, you remove the object, you remove the character, and you spawn them in the next level. But I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it all in one scene. And I got to see the game that you're making though, because maybe you're right. Like maybe like for what you're trying to make, it is best to do it in one scene. But I would probably either try to do it in different scenes or multiple worlds and do like a cool transition. Like between this level, between like level 1 and level 2 here, you could have like a really awesome animation transition, some sort of like end scene animation, something would be really cool there. Okay, can we get a curves editor for the animation nodes in Buildbox? Do you curves editor? You know what? I think actually I know what you're talking about. Like, because right now all we have is scale, and maybe you want to manipulate the curves a little bit more. I'll put that on the list. I'll write that down. I haven't heard that one too much. Is like a curves editor, but I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. Trying to turn off the mic when I cough so that you guys aren't hearing me cough like crazy. Okay, the next good question I saw was how to do a speed boost. Okay. Oh wait, Kingfire. I'm sorry. I see your comment here. As I'm limited to only 15 scenes, I want to create more than 15 levels. I see what you're saying. You're on Buildbox Plus. Okay. Okay, this is how you do it. All right, so I'm gonna just show you real fast, okay? King of Fire, because I get what you're saying. Although I probably should recommend that you eventually upgrade to the pro version so that you're not forced to do this. But the way I would do it is I would make a scene pretty big, I'd make a scene pretty big, and then I would design a level over here. I'd just design maybe some sort of level that you've got like over here. I'll just use this as a quick example. Okay, move this over here. So let's say you've got, let's say you've got like one level over here, and I'm going to turn the camera to the side here so that we can see this as an example a little bit. Okay, so let's say you've got like one level here, right? You can see it in the camera view. Press preview. There's what happened? Camera view. That's strange. Huh? Maybe no. That's weird. That's just strange. It's weird that it's not like nothing is showing up on the preview at all. Maybe it's because the start scene is a little big or something and it's not rendering. Let's check. Oh wait, that's because I was in level 2. I'm an idiot. Okay, here, let's go like this. Okay. Oh wait, no, I wasn't in level 2. I was in the first level. That was fine. Should have worked. Oh, but maybe it's going to level 2 immediately because of the event observer, because it's colliding. Let's see that. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, sorry everybody. Okay, let's zoom out here. And yeah. Okay, cool. So basically, you'll have like, one game over here, and then you'll have another one over here on this side. Something like this. Okay. I'll just rotate you around. Oops, okay. Okay. Okay, this lag's killing me. All right. Anyways, so now we're going to lift this up here. So let's say you've got like one game over here and one game over here. I know this is taking me a while to set up. I'm sorry, guys. I'm almost done. So you've got these two games, right? Somehow you've got these games set up on either side, and you've got your camera so that it's looking just at this one game. Okay, so let's say you beat your level on that one scene, and this is all just one scene. Okay. You would what you would do is you would say, okay, once I have collided or once I've beat this game, I'm going to what I'll do is I'll send a receipt. I'll send a signal to spawn character new level. Spawn character. I'll just put spawn char for short for character. Okay, and then you'll spawn a character, and at the same time you're going to remove this one. So you'll remove this character, right? And then over here, what you do is you could either have some invisible object or something over here, like this, and then you could say, you can take that signal that's being sent out, and you receive it, and then you spawn. And you spawn the character. So then you would be like, okay, spawn char, right, is the event name, and then you would choose your character, your cube character, and then you would spawn the character in the next level. And so that's how you do that. It almost works like a portal. The only thing is, I would say, is that the spawn node, I do think you got to just make sure that you might need to mess around with the scale and just make sure that like when you're spawning, that the scale is exactly how you want it to be. Okay, because I've run into that a little bit before. Sometimes you just have to adjust the scale and then it's perfect. But that's how I would do it, King of Fire. That you could probably fit a couple different levels into one scene and then just perform like remove and spawn, remove and spawn, remove and spawn. And then on top of that, if let's say you wanted to like shift to the next level, you would do something like, okay, also when I beat the first level, then I do a little camera movement, right? I do a little camera position animation, and I do I'll shift the camera over to the next level, or something like that. That's how I would probably do it. Is I would do a camera animation and maybe shift. Yeah. That's probably how I would do it. Okay. Really good question. I appreciate the question. I hope I answered that in a way that you understand. I didn't fully develop it out because it's kind of an extensive question to show, but I think that you've got it. Okay. Real quick. Hey Zach, quick question. How much on average do hyper casual games make? Could you give us some rough figures? Like games published by Voodoo, it's very hard to find figures. It's really tough because it's kind of all over the place, right? It depends on the publisher you go with. It depends on how well the game does. But I would say roughly it's usually at least a few grand. At least a few thousand usually if you do a decent job of promoting it and getting the word out there. Now I might be wrong here, but I believe there is there's a website where you can find the income. You can get an income on an idea of how much is being earned by those games. So something like I think it was App Annie or Sensor Tower. Let me look for Sensor Tower. Let me see if Sensor Tower has let's see here. Let's see, phases or color switch. Let's do color switch. And I'm gonna bring Sensor Tower over here so you can see it. This is a good, actually a super good website to check out if you want to see, like, if you want to research games. Let's see here. Request a demo of Sensor Tower. Are they not allowing you to search anymore? Let's see. Let's do let's do the game Sky. Or let's check out Rolling Sky. Okay, so I think you can get revenue on here as well. I might be wrong, but this will give you like an idea of the visibility, the internalization. Anyways, you can get an idea of how the game is performing in the store, and then I might be wrong. Maybe App Annie is. I think App Annie is a little bit different. I think that might be analytics. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, there's a couple different resources that you can find to figure out online how much a game is earning. But to be perfectly honest, it's really hard to say exactly. It's a really wide range, ranging from a couple thousand to a couple million. There are people who have made hyper casual games that have made some really good money. Okay. Large levels come with perform issues. It's true. Level streaming allows you to only stream a level that's in view. Buildbox is cool for creating small games, not massive ones. You can create more, some bigger games, but you need to break it up into smaller scenes a little bit. Once you start getting just a crazy amount of objects into a scene, or you make a scene extremely big, it is taxing on the hardware. But you can make some. I've seen some pretty amazing games. Some pretty, like, I would call them large scale games. Like Ben Scriven is making a game called Night Fighter 2, and it is going to be. I don't think it's out yet, and it is going to be awesome. And when you see it, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Buildbox can do so much more than I realized, and it's because it's really blowing the sort of the raise. It's really raising the bar, I should say, about what type of games you can make with Buildbox. Okay, I'm gonna scroll down and catch up with you guys. Question, Zach, is it possible to make a local 2-player split screen game, 2D fighting game, beat 'em up, side shooters? Yes. So a local 2-player, right? So like you have, wait, no, I'm wrong. I think I know what you're saying. You're saying like local, meaning this person has their phone next to me, I have my phone next to me, and we're playing against each other. I don't think so. But you can do, like, let's say, like a fighting game, maybe like an air hockey type game, right? Like where one person controls like the one handle, or one, air hockey handle, and then the other person does the other one, and you guys are just trying to make it into each other's goals. You can do that. You can do that super easy. But not. I think I understand what you're saying, and I think it's on. You're saying it's on. You want to do it on separate phones, and that we don't have the capability of yet. Oh, same device. Okay. If it's same device, Renato, then if it's same device, then yes, you can, for sure. Yes, for sure. And then Hellowit, hell with you. Yeah. It's now I got it. It's hell with you. But sorry. It's improving a lot really fast though. Yes, Buildbox is getting crazy right now with the development. We're working super hard. We're getting more team members every day, more developers on the team. We're gonna be exploding this next year. All right, it's gonna be you won't even recognize us come June next year. Okay, so how do you let's see here. How do you put Piskel animations into Buildbox? What the heck is Piskel? Piskel. Let me see. Piskel animations. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, it's like pixel animations kind of, but Piskel is like a software that you use to do it. Got it. Okay, Pixels, that's cool. Piskel is cool. So basically how you do it is you export PNG images. Now, I haven't actually used Piskel, but it looks like it makes sprites. And so if you can take separate images of the sprites, you know, boom, 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 all the separate images, and then stack them together, you drop all the images in together at once, that'll work. Am I able to do that right now? Create a sprite. Let's see here. This is super cool. Create a sprite and add a new frame. Okay, so you add these new frames, and then how do you export? You'll have like a bunch of colors, and then you'll import, no, export. Export is image, sprite sheet, or animated GIF. So let's see here. PNG, columns, rows. So it's going to be like this. This is how you're going to do this. You're going to single frame as a PNG. Okay, you'll want to set the illusion. Export your image separate sprite sheet containing all frames. The only bad part about that is you don't want them to be all onto one PNG. You want it selected frame export. God, I hope that's not the way you have to do it. But I think... Ooh. Can you select multiple frames at once? No, you can't. But basically what you'll need to do is you'll need to export the frames out individually somehow. It doesn't look like you can just select a frame, right? And then be like export, and then just, selected frame export. And then you just export that frame, and you export the next frame, and the next frame, and the next frame. That would work. I imagine they have some way to export the frames separately, just all at once. But you take those exported frames, you select all of them in a group, and then you drop them into Buildbox, and then you got your animation done. Super, super easy. Okay, real fast. I forgot to make a speed boost. I got to show you guys how to make speed boost. That's Joshua W. Let me do a speed boost real fast. Okay. I'm gonna leave the site. Let's do a template. What would be a good speed boost game? Let's try. Let's try the avoidance one here. Or actually, I like car collision. I'm going to use car collision instead. Or, let's see, will this work? Okay, good, perfect. Okay, so we've got the controls set up so you type either side. You go left, right. All right, cool. All right, perfect. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to make a speed boost set up so that when I collide with a coin, okay, so I'll do if I collide, and what you'll do is you'll be like if collide with your speed boost power up or whatever the heck you're using to do your speed boost. Let's see here. Okay, cube. Let's make sure that my that the collision shape is set up correctly though, because if the collision shape isn't set up correctly, which it's not, then it's not going to work. So that's the smallest one we just got out of this. I'm gonna make the collision shape just a little bit bigger so that like for sure it's gonna hit the point. Okay. Now check this out. So I'll make it so that when you hit the point here, then you can do a time warp is one way. Set time warp. And then you can set the time warp to 2. And let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's go a little bigger here. Press play. So I'll hit a point. Huh. The time warp didn't go up. Let's try that again. That's weird. Set time warp. Collide with point. Let's make sure that this is it's actually log. Let's see here. Log working. Okay. Let's see here. I want to just check to make sure that this is working. Interesting. So it's not colliding, or it's not registering the colliding part. If name is set value, set physics world. So it's not colliding. Why? That's weird. Okay. Let's try something else. Let's see. A move node. Let's try a little bit of increase the move node. And I don't think the collision's registering is the thing, which means I did something wrong. Let's increase the move to 40 and let's see if that does anything. I still don't think it's gonna work. No, that's not it. Okay. Huh. Compile your application after exporting. Let's see here. I know those are points. Ah, maybe that's why. Let's see. Maybe it's because it didn't have a collision shape. Yeah, that's what it was. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry, the point didn't have a collision shape, so it wasn't actually colliding. And I think it's because of the if collide only connects with kinematic, I think, objects or something like that. So here we go. I got this working now. Sorry about that, everybody. So time warp again. Set this up to 2. Took me just a second, but I got it. All right, now let's press play. Ah, I missed the point. What? What the heck? That's weird. So time warp to 0.5? Yeah, that's weird. Currently, the time warp is set to 1. And it did register it last time. Because I saw it. I saw it move. Oh, wait. No, it didn't actually. Let's see here. Let's see if that works. I want to see if it's registering the debris explosion. Yeah. No, so the collide is happening, but the time warp's not happening. Why is that? That's strange. Okay. Or let's see here. Time warp. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the time warp. There's another way to do this. Let's do position animation. So it's moving in the Y. Let's do a position animation of like, I don't know, 26 or something like that, something high. And then duration of 2 and linear function here. And we'll move the whole thing. And let's see if that will do a little speed boost. I always go left. I always go right every single time. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that one actually as the best speed boost. That one looks like the most natural, and I like it because then you don't have to switch the time warp back. Even though time warp would work, I would do a position animation and then increase the position like however you want and change the duration. Like let's say I want the speed boost to last, I don't know, 4 seconds. Okay, so I'll change the duration to 4 seconds, and I'll change the target delta to be 50. So it's far away. And then you press play, and then when you collect your power up, you can just sped up right into a car, but you can speed up, and it goes a little bit faster. You collect more power ups, and there you go. So yeah, that's a quick little speed boost for you. Not sure what's going on with that set time warp. I must be setting that up incorrectly, because the collision shapes, the collision's registering. The position animation you just saw totally works. Using a move node is not good because you've already set a move node, and that's permanent. It'll be constantly be moving in that direction, unless you like set it up as a state machine, right? So then the only way that you could use it as a move node is something like this. So you would use a state machine. It can be done with a move node. It definitely can be done with a move node, but you would use a state machine, and you would say, okay, so I would say like driving on left side, or just regular driving, and then I'll zoom in here so you can see it. And then I would do like move left driving. Okay, that was a bad cough. Okay, I would do move left driving, and then, or like move left, and then move right, and then speed boost. Excuse me. Coconut water next time. You know, guys, I might actually just need to go grab a little bit of water here in like a minute. So I might take like a little bathroom break here in just a second and use some water, because my throat is killing me right now. Okay, so this is just like your regular, let's see here. Okay, this is left button press. And then okay, got it. Okay, so this would be left button press. So we'll go ahead and just hook this up here to left and left here. Okay, so we'll do pressed and press left, press left. This is just regular driving. Good Lord. Okay, go. Now, we'll hook this up to just regular driving. And this hooks up when you get started. Then you hook up right, the right one, to just moving right. You hook moving right. Here, these two, the UI buttons. Then hook that up to this guy. Interesting. Okay. Got it. So when it's released, it's doing this. But I think when it's released, you just want to go back to regular driving. Okay. And let's see here. This is, I don't think we need to use this move node. And then moving right is this one, actually. Yeah, it's got to use this one, move right. And then we use the speed boost. Yeah, we'll use a speed boost, another move node. We'll call this one, let's see here, 25. Let's do this one. Let's make it 30. I'm going to use actually a copy of this move node because it's an old move node that I'm using right here. So I got to make sure it's using similar code. Okay, 40, and then speed boost will make it so that when you collide with a coin, you use a speed boost, and then, and then basically what you do is you run a delay. Oops, where are you? Run a delay. And you say, okay, I want the speed boost to last 4 seconds. Or let's do 3 seconds. Okay. So then you hook it up, and after 3 seconds, you go back to just regular driving. All right, let's see if this works. Okay, so it's a little funky. So first off, it's sliding left and right. Instead of continuing to move. So we need to do 25 here and 25 here. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so we're working, and we got a little speed boost. But, oh, okay, so the speed boost works, but then the second that you try to go left and right, again, it changes the state. So maybe, instead of making the left and right just be states, I think it should go back actually to being none and none here. And then you just go, you hook these guys up to, let's see here, hook it up to this guy, move left, yeah, move left. And then when it's released, you go back to, no, but then it'll still keep going. I think position animation is probably the best. I'll have to talk it over with the team and figure out what the best way to do a speed boost is. But my opinion would probably be a position animation, so you can set the duration, and you can set how fast you go. That's probably the best. That's probably the best way to do it. Because the state machine, it can be done, but it takes a lot more fine tuning. And so, yeah, it's definitely better. We can thank you, Valen. I'm glad that that you give me some permission to get some water. I feel bad. Like, I don't want to leave you guys for even a second. Hey, Slushy 2008, probably not a good way to get your question answered is by just hitting just spamming. We'll totally get to you, but it's first come first serve. We're trying to answer everybody's questions. And okay, so why do you guys treat BB as a new software, a new game engine when BB has existed for years? Oh, that's because Buildbox 3 has only existed for like 2 years. So even though Buildbox has been around for years, Buildbox is we've had multiple versions and iterations. This like most recent iteration is fairly new. Yeah, it's fairly new. So I would say it's a fairly new software. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to answer some more questions. Guys, I'm going to do about 5 more minutes right now, and then I'm going to call it. My throat's killing me, and then also we've been going for a half an hour or an hour and a half already. I think we're having another session tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if you have some more questions, just feel free to write them down and shoot them at me tomorrow. But we'll do 2 more questions right now, and we'll call it. Okay. But how do I make a slow-moving camera when I move the player? The player has to move first, then the camera should follow a 2 or second later. Okay, so here's how you do this praise of games. Okay, so let's do this. I need a template. Let's see here. I need a good template to show you. I want one where I control it. Okay, this is a good one. So here's what I'm going to do. The key praise of games to this one is follow force. Okay, the follow force on the camera is what is going to create that delayed effect that you're asking about. So real fast, let's just take a look at what we've got for the template here. I'll close the preview window here. Okay, so you are able to draw, right? And you draw, and you notice how the camera, I'll do a little drawing, and the camera moves with the character like instantly. So let's make it so that the character moves and then the camera follows. Let's do that now. So go to camera, go to follow force, and you crank down the follow force to something really small, like 0.01 or something like that. And then that should do it, actually. Let's take a look. Okay, so you see how the follow force is extremely slow. I might have even gone a little bit too slow, but let's take an example here. Let's get this key, and I'm going to move on down here, and you see, I already completed the game, but you see how, basically it takes a while for the camera to move. And higher works perfectly. Yeah, exactly. So I resolved my problem. So yeah, praise of games, I would use follow force. But I think for your game, I think if you wanted to follow after 2 seconds, what I would do is I'd crank up the follow force somewhere, but probably lower than 0.1, maybe. Yeah, I would start with 0.1 and then I'd tweak it from there and just refresh it, run it a few times until you get it just dialed in and get it perfect. Okay, so that's one question. Next question, last question of the day. Okay. Hugh, Buildbox support. I just dropped the mail regarding loading problem. Thanks. Awesome. Sunak, Roy, thank you so much for emailing in to Buildbox. We'll help you out for sure. Zach, how to use a ramp to jump off using a vehicle, using a ramp as a hull. Yes, I would use a ramp as a hull, and I would just do something like this. Okay. Let's do... let's see here. What's a good example? Okay, this is actually probably not the best example to use, but I'm going to just use it. I'm going to use I made this jump tower template for us, and I'll explain it. So first off, if you want to use a ramp, I would make, you have to make whatever object is going to go off the ramp, you have to make it dynamic so that gravity affects it. And then you need to make the this object static, okay? And you could use a hull. I would just use a cube. Just use a regular cube collision shape. But make the make the physics type static. I'm gonna call this ramp right now. Call this ramp. You probably want to make it a platform. You probably want to put in a platform collision group. Okay, so I got this ramp in here. Let's make it more rampy. So here, move it in there. Probably put it 0 and just center it this way and this way. Where's the character centered? Okay, 4.2. Let's do 4.2 here as well so that we're all centered. Okay, so we're centered now, I believe. Yep, okay, then take this guy in here like this, something like this, and do a slight rotation on it, something like this, right? So you get a little ramp going on here. I don't know if you guys can see that pretty well, but there's like this little ramp that this ball is just going to go rolling over. But imagine like a car game, and you're actually doing that, right? So, so let's press play. And you can see it kind of goes over the ramp. And it has a little bit of a hard time going over the ramp the other way because obviously that's the bad side. But yeah, you can make a ramp like that, super, super easy. I think you could also use a triangle collision shape would work too. You can do mounds with spheres. You could do like hills, like all these shapes pretty much you can make little ramps out of. So yeah, okay, cool. So that's how you make a ramp. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to you all right now. We're going to call it a day. We did an hour and a half long session today. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was useful. So we're going to do another live stream tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So like same time it was this morning. I'm going to do some more Q&A. And hopefully it goes well. You know, hopefully I can teach you a lot. Probably what I'm going to do is I'll start it off again like I did today with like a really, really short node description of like a new node that we're working with, like the stick to edge node that we talked about right in the beginning of this beginning of the live stream today. So I'll probably start off with something really short like that, and then we'll jump right into Q&A, and I'll try to answer as many questions. Thank you guys so much for joining today. You guys are awesome. We love you. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. See you guys. Bye, boxers.